Good morning, people, man. Just coming on this morning to give a brief update of some situations going on in the city of Minneapolis in the last few days. Um, I recently lived in Minneapolis, so I have ties to that city still. Uh, actually, um, majority of my kids are in Minneapolis, Minnesota area. Um, I was just skimming through and uh, I saw that there was a shooting where a bus driver was shot. This creepy T, what's up? A bus driver was shot while driving a bus. Then a 15-year-old high school quarterback was shot. He was fighting for his life. He later died. Another person was killed. And then last night, yesterday evening, two more people was killed, and then you have the cop killing. All that has been going on this week in Minneapolis. You have about 7 to 8. You have about 5 to 6 killings that happened in Minneapolis this week alone. So I'm sharing a screen with you guys. So this is the double homicide that was last night in Minneapolis, yesterday evening.
Police are confirming a double homicide. It happened near 21st and North Sheridan in the Willard Hay neighborhood. This is just blocks away from where police were called to the scene of a shooting yesterday. Let's go live now to Jennifer Hoff. She has the latest for us tonight. Jennifer?
Randy, still a very active scene here out in North Minneapolis, as you can see behind me. All of this taking place at about 3:45 this afternoon. And in this case, police have said late this afternoon there is no suspect who has been arrested yet. Let's show you some video that we shot as soon as we did get on scene here in the neighborhood. Again, this happening at about 21st and Sheridan in North Minneapolis. Police could not provide even a description of the person that they are looking for, who they say ran from the scene through this neighborhood here this afternoon. But again, we now know there are two victims, one of whom at least was still visible laying on the sidewalk in this very residential area. Police acknowledging in an interview that we did late this afternoon just how upset the community is, how frustrated and how sad they are over all of this violence that has been happening. And again, this happened just a day after a bus driver was caught in a random shooting. And as Randy mentioned, that 15-year-old who was shot in an extremely critical condition from North High School. Again, both of those shootings happening just yesterday. Also the same day, another 15-year-old was laid to rest after being shot outside of a Richfield school. So a lot of violence that this community here is left to wrap their brain around. And as you come back out here live, there are several community groups who have been on scene here talking to police and talking to some of the folks who live in this neighborhood. And with all of these cases that we just brought up, that means police have said there are now 3 suspects on the run. They have not made arrests in any of these cases in the last 2 days. So certainly a story that we will continue to follow. Back to you.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much. We will follow this and bring you the latest developments tonight at 10. You can look for updates as well on our website.
Sorry about that, y'all. I'm gonna bring y'all.
Police are confirming a double homicide.
This is the 15-year-old kid that was victim.
The reality is troubling and heartbreaking. 4 people shot in just over 24 hours in North Minneapolis.
3 of those victims have died. The youngest is 15-year-old Deshaun Hill. He was a quarterback for the North High School football team and an honor roll student. WCCO's Jeff Wagner learned it wasn't just Hill's prowess on the field, but his character off of it that people will miss.
A quarterback ready for his chance to shine, a teenager beaming with a bright future.
Everybody is in pain over this young man.
15-year-old Deshaun Hill died Thursday evening, a little more than 24 hours after someone shot him near a bus stop at the corner of Penn Avenue and Golden Valley Road. An intersection We Push for Peace regularly patrols.
It angered a lot of us, all of us actually.
Except the day before.
We were talking about it in a meeting this morning. We were just super angry about it, the fact that we weren't out here, because we believed that it wouldn't have happened if we were.
Surveillance cameras tower over the intersection, giving people hope whoever fired the gun
I used
will
to
be
live
caught.
in this area.
But hope is hard to find when a promising young life is cut short. Lisa Clemens of A Mother's Love spent time with Hill's mom at the hospital Wednesday while he was fighting for his life. Family, friends, and teammates joined them.
Everybody was somber. It just was people in their thoughts, praying.
Hill played basketball as a freshman at North High School. Coach Larry McKenzie tweeted, "The pain of watching my kids in tears over the loss of a teammate and friend is so difficult. We are hurting bad right now." Athletics helped Hill gain notoriety, but it's his smile and his humble personality people won't also forget. A family friend described him as the heart of the North community, a representation of what could be, what should be. In Minneapolis, Jeff Wagner, WCCO 4 News.
In a statement,
It's just sad, man. It's just sad, man. All this taking place this week in Minneapolis. It's a bus driver.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Randy Meyer.
And I'm Amy Hucker. We are following some breaking news in Minneapolis, where police say a school bus driver was shot in the head.
It happened at 37th and Girard Avenue North, and that's where Fox 9's Babs Santos is right now. Babs, what do we know so far?
Well, police say this all happened around 2:15 this afternoon. That driver of the bus was rushed to the hospital and is expected to survive his injuries. I want to show you some video right now of the aftermath of all of this. You can see a bullet hole left behind in the windshield of that bus. A neighbor across the street says she heard one shot followed by a pause and then another shot. A parent told us there were at least 3 young children on the bus when shots were fired. Police officers have dropped those kids off at home this afternoon. Now, here's some of the conversation I had with David. His son is in the 4th grade at Sheridan Elementary and is pretty shaken up tonight. Just how were you feeling when you first found out what happened?
It broke my heart. I don't know what happened because I'm working. When he calling me, that's what happened in the bus.
Where was your son sitting on the bus when this happened?
He's next to the bus driver, so there's somebody stopped with the car front to the bus and shot him. So they make a hole in the face or whatever.
It's unclear who was the intended target of this shooting tonight, but we've spoken with several people who live on this street, and they say the sound of gunshots has become the norm around here. In fact, many of them don't even really react much anymore. We'll be following this tonight, and we'll bring you the latest later here on Fox 9.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. All this going on in Minneapolis this week. Man, this is what the world is coming to. I don't see no good ending. It ain't gonna be no good ending, man. An innocent 15-year-old kid shot, killed. A bus driver shot while at work driving the bus with students on the bus. You know, a car stopped in front of the bus intentionally. Stopped in front of the bus and shot through the bus with students on the bus. Double homicide. And also we have the police shooting. The no knock warrant, but they had a key to enter the apartment. So what y'all think about that? Do y'all think those body cam footages was edited. Do you think they added that audio onto their body cam footage? Or them announcing that they were the police? They entered into a house with a key as if they lived there. The residents inside the house was asleep on the couch. And when he woke up to the loud noise, he woke up with his gun in his hand. And we all know how that ended. But even that, you got to be mindful of the company you keep. The police would have never been at his house if it wasn't for one of his associates being wanted for a homicide. So it's messed up. It's sad. You know, I'm feeling right now for that community, and a lot of the stuff that I watch on these videos, man. I got an uncle that's blind that lives in one of those buildings right across from that corner store. It's crazy, man. But let's pray for Minneapolis, man. Hopefully, eventually the violence will stop. But if they killing like this in the wintertime, y'all saw the video. Snow on the ground. It's actually snowing while they're shooting and killing people during the snow. So just imagine how it's gonna be once the summertime hit. It's gonna be the wild, wild west. So I just wanted to come on and share some of the information about Minneapolis and what's going on up there in Minneapolis right now. They sure can use Prince a little purple rain because the snow not even stopping them from shooting and killing. Guns has gotten to the hands of the wrong people. And now we don't know what it's going to take to get those guns back. Y'all have a blessed morning. I'm finna take my behind to sleep. But I just had these stories on my mind this morning. I was gonna do it when I was at work last night, but I don't really like on my phone. It's just kind of difficult. It's much easier when I do it from a desktop. I can share the screen. I can put the content on everything. The bus driver survived. The 15-year-old quarterback didn't survive. The 22-year-old young man, during the police raid did not survive. You know, and the other brother, man, so much senseless violence, man. So much senseless violence going on. And the sad part about it is not going to stop. It's going to continue to get worse. So that being said, thanks for coming through. Just wanted to share that information. What's going on in Minneapolis right now outside of the cop killing. You have a disabled man who was killed alongside Y'all have a blessed day, man. I'm about to be logging off because this is difficult for me. Y'all be blessed.